Hey guys, this is Woods Goods Wednesdays, and I'm here to talk about not only a bunch of video games that I bought in Texas recently, as well as here in Vancouver, but a tattoo! A tattoo that a fan of the show, Juan, actually had tattooed on his leg of me. So let's talk about that. Testing. Never got away, never got away. This is probably the most insane thing that's ever happened to me on YouTube. I've been doing YouTube for like 3 or 4 years now, and I gotta say this is absolutely the first time anything like this has ever happened before. I was at the gym, and I got this message halfway through my workout, and it just made me stop and stare at it, and I just went, no. No, this isn't real. This has to be a joke. One, a wonderful, beautiful subscriber got my face and my logo tattooed right on his thigh, and it blew me away. I was in the middle of doing, I think it was like dips or something, and I just looked at my phone and I was out. I left the gym. I was sat there typing. I had to get out because I was sat in the thing for way too long because I was just flabbergasted, and people were like, "Can we use that machine, buddy?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, hold on." So I got up and I'm standing there in the corner of the gym just messaging this guy, and I just couldn't believe it. Nicest guy. And it messed me up so much. Like, it was overwhelming that I had to leave the gym, and I just did half a workout that day. And it's the nicest, incrediblest thing. Anyone, I just can't even, I don't even know what to say. Someone likes my show that much and appreciates what I do and watches my stuff and loves my stuff that much. They got my brand, my logo tattooed on their leg.
Wood, as I said, a man from Australia, now we're living in Canada. I think has a great personality, he's very charismatic, and many other things that you could see them for yourself if you watch his channel.
Just thank you, Juan. Thank you so much. This isn't the first time he's done this either. He's done this for Happy Console Gamer. He has a Happy Console Gamer somewhere, I think, like here-ish. He's also covered in various video game tattoos and sleeves and stuff like that. If you want to check out his other artwork and body tattoos and stuff like that, he actually started Video Games on My Skin, which is an Instagram and a YouTube channel, and I believe a Facebook page, where he's starting this thing now where he's tattooing video games that I'm guessing YouTubers he likes and enjoys on his skin. And I think the next one he's doing as far as YouTubers go is Retro Liberty. Go check out all those links right now. It's like all new. So right now I think I'm the only subscriber and the only follower on Instagram. So let's bump him up. Let's get him started with some subscribers and followers, because this is the most insane thing. So if you're a fan of my show like he is, please go and check him out and appreciate my face. My cartoon face on his thigh. I'm gonna dive into some video games now. Some stuff I've picked up recently, some stuff I've been sent. But again, thank you, Juan. I'm never gonna recover from this, honestly. Go check out all of his social media stuff. He told me he did this just because he's a fan, but he's also got a bunch of other great stuff on his body and other great content I'm sure he's gonna make. And if you have a YouTube channel, go talk to him. Maybe he'll get your brand tattooed on his body. But thank you again, Juan. And then we went to a thrift store just over there and got 2 GameCube games, The Hobbit and Reign of Fire.
You got 3.
3, because one of them had Need for Speed hidden inside we didn't know about. And it was only $3, and it wasn't too bad. And then Darren got coffee, because that's your second coffee in the last hour.
Yep, times I have 8.
You're addicted to coffee.
I am.
You're so addicted to coffee when you're going down on coffee. In between the sheets, those lyrics got real pretty quick. I'm gonna start off my pickups with these 2, as you can see right here, Paper Mario. I've actually taken a break from playing to film this, and then I have to go to work, so it's really going to be a long break before I get back into it. I've been playing Paper Mario recently, as well as Pokemon Moon. Both of these were sent by Nintendo, and I have to mention that and display that down below. I do work for Nintendo here and there, and sometimes they send me some stuff. Actually, they sent me Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon, but they went to my old address, which is where Tiffany is living currently in Seattle. So she kept Sun because she's a big, huge Pokemon fan, probably bigger than me at this point, and she's playing through Sun. She's about 40 hours in. I'm only 15 hours into Pokemon Moon. It's actually really great. I wasn't super keen to play it at all. In fact, if it wasn't for it being sent to me, I might have waited a little bit to pick it up, even though I usually pick them up on release, because Pokemon X and Y just felt like another Pokemon game. There were some cool things added to it, some cool new Pokemon, but it kind of felt like everything I'd played before. I started playing this because Tiffany's playing it, I didn't want her to get too far ahead of me, and because Nintendo sent it to me and I wanted to talk about it and review it. This game is so different to other Pokemon games. For starters, it looks different. It looks more like Pokemon Gale XD and Pokemon Colosseum, which is freaking awesome. They were so long ago, those games, but they're like my favorite Pokemon games, and I kind of wanted a more Pokemon type game in that style because those games were kind of weird. You couldn't really catch Pokemon the same way you do in these games. So now it's kind of integrated. We finally caught up to where we were like 10 years ago, thanks Nintendo. There's a lot of cool additions that I'm not going to ruin right now, and when I finish it, I want to actually review it. And Paper Mario Color Splash. This game is actually really stupidly fun. The last Paper Mario game I finished, like played and finished, was Paper Mario 1000 Year Door, which was an incredible Paper Mario, and it's still my favorite Paper Mario of all time. And even if they went back to that old formula of Paper Marios, I still don't think they're going to be able to recreate something that fantastic. This, I am really enjoying this. This actually might be in my top 3 favorite experiences with the Wii U. And as what's probably going to be the last full released for the Wii U, not counting the Zelda game, which is going to be split between the the Switch, I keep calling it NX. This is like the last big title to come out on the Wii U really before it died. It's really fun. As I said, top 3 experiences I've had on the Wii U. Its combat is a little tedious, not too bad, it's really quick, it gets out of the way pretty fast, and everything else around that is really fun. The exploring, the world is huge, it's massive. I've been playing for hours now. I've lost track of how many hours I put into this game. More than Pokemon, that's for sure, so I'm at least 10-15 hours plus in, and I've maybe touched half of the game, and there is so much to explore, so much to see, so much to do. Probably my favorite thing about it is just the humor and the world it creates and the personalities in the game. When it's actually clever and funny and done well, breaking the fourth wall and self-referencing humor is my favorite style of, one of my favorite styles of comedy. I've loved it. It might be because I grew up on Monkey Island, and so I've always tried to find games that do that self-reference themselves. But yeah, this game does that really well, as well as a bunch of other like movie references. There's like a Solid Snake reference in there. I recommend checking this game out. It looks fantastic. It's probably the prettiest game on the Wii U at this point. Mario Paper Color Smash, it's fantastic. And yeah, Nintendo sent me this as well, so thank you, Nintendo. Alright, we'll power through these last few pickups. I went to Save on Foods, which is a grocery store down the road from me, and I went through the toy section, and Kim actually pointed these out. They are little mini classics, actually. It was I found these right after the Nintendo NES Classic Mini came out. I made a joke about that on Instagram, saying I got the real NES Mini Classics. But Mario Cement Factory, Donkey Kong Jr., and Super Mario Brothers, they had these there. They were the only ones they had, and they were selling them for $5 each. They were down from like 15 or something. As far as I can tell, they are actually officially licensed Nintendo products. They have the seal. They have the seal everywhere around it, and I'm pretty sure you can't put that seal on unless it actually is Nintendo and it says Nintendo all rights reserved on the back. I haven't seen these before. They're pretty cool. I'm not going to open them. I'm going to leave them like this. But for $5 each, yeah, it wasn't a bad shopping trip. I got some groceries. I got some bananas. I got some apples. I got some cottage cheese. And I got some Mario Cement Factory Mini NES Classics. So that's pretty cool. A lot of you who follow me on social medias like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all that, that's where I keep people updated with my movements. A lot of you may notice that I'm like bouncing around all the time in my videos. One week I'm here, one week I'm there. Seattle, Texas, Canada. If you want to actually stay up to date and follow me, some people have been getting annoyed in the comment section that I don't let people know where I'm going to places. I let people know on social medias, and I actually went to Texas for a week last week for Thanksgiving and Black Friday. And I went down to a swap meet, a weekend swap meet, and I found Resident Evil Director's Cut and Aladdin Nasari's Revenge. I haven't seen this before, and it's actually sealed for some reason, and they wanted $1 and $2 each. Kind of a pricey PlayStation 1 game. I think it's going for like $20-30. I think I might be wrong. I looked it up real quick while I was at the swap meet. And of course, this is Resident Evil, which is a good. And I didn't have this one. I had 2 in Nemesis back down here somewhere. But I didn't have the first one yet, so I picked that up. Actually, I think I have the first one in Australia, but it looks different to this, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Director's Cut. For $1 and $2! It's not bad. Also, I went to Dallas Vintage Toys, Vintage Dallas Toys, Toys Vintage Dallas. It was something like that. Kim drove us like an hour and a half, 2 hours away from where she lives to go to a toy store. And I was looking around, couldn't find anything. She picked up a bunch of the little kid robot figurines, these ones, the ones that look like that. And I was on the way out, and I'm like, I couldn't find anything. and at the last second I saw this. Right as I was walking out the door, they had $10 on it. I'm a huge Walking Dead fan, for those of you who don't know. I've said it a bunch of times. I've read all the comics, I've watched the show. But it's the governor and his little like head layout. And this is actually, the governor got fucked up in the show. But in the comic books, he was really badass, really awesome, and a cool character. But one of the coolest parts about him was he kept all these heads in his room, and he sat in his chair and just like looked at them and shit with his like up dead daughter who's just kind of like chilling, and he keeps alive and feeds her a bucket of brains every day. But it's one of the coolest kind of like shots, themes, ideas, concepts that I liked in the show. And the cool thing about this is it actually switches on the side here which light up the heads, which you won't see with these big off lights on. $10 is really cool actually, and I'm not sure, I think it's McFarlane Toys. This whole thing is like Lego kind of. You can pull all these boards up. These like are Lego. Rick wasn't supposed to come in this set. He just happened to come along with this one for some reason.
Did you like the toy store?
I did.
What'd you get?
Some Futuramas.
He's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You did good.
And my final pickup for this episode of Woods Goods, it's been a while since I've done one of these. I swear I say that every time. Ratchet and Clank. I went, as I said, to Texas for Thanksgiving and Black Friday. I spend my money on flights. For those of you, I get a lot of comments down below asking me like, is Wood rich? No. I'm usually like, just borderlining being broke. I want to say I don't buy games. I mean, look at everything I got today. I spent like $3. I kind of don't buy games anymore because I'm addicted to traveling, and I know it really doesn't look like, okay, maybe I do buy games. I don't even know. I don't even know if I buy games anymore. It's all a blur. But I do save up all my money and pretty much spend them on flights. That's why I'm always going everywhere. I'm not rich. I just literally spend my money. I eat cheap. I buy video games cheap, and everything I save up I spend on flights. I like traveling, but I went down for Thanksgiving and Black Friday, and I didn't really have much money, as I was saying, and this was $10 at GameStop, and I've been wanting to play this for a while now. And of course I'm cheap, and I kind of wanted to see it dip under 15 bucks if I can. And I saw it was $10 on Black Friday, and I couldn't say no. I broke the piggy bank open, pulled out my pennies, handed them like, what is that, like 1,000 pennies, 10,000 pennies, and gave them $10. So yeah, I haven't played it yet. I've installed it. I'm looking forward to playing it. I've heard good things. I don't know if the movie's out yet. It probably is. I should probably watch that because it ties into the movie. But Black Friday, this is the one thing that I got on Black Friday. I kind of f***ed up Black Friday a little bit. Actually, I said that was the last thing, but it wasn't. I got this yesterday. I forgot about it. $20. I saw this carry case in the Value Village near me.
The old Dazzer and I just found this nifty PS2 carry case that has a really interesting PS2 Slim in it, one that I haven't seen before. And you got Gladius?
Yeah.
On the Xbox?
It was awesome. It's a really good game.
Oh.
And I walked over to it and thought, this is a really nifty looking carry case. I haven't seen this before. And I opened it up, and there was a PS2 inside. And it was a really unique looking PS2. It kind of has a gloss finish on the side, which I have seen before, but the front looked very different. It looks very different to, you won't be able to see it, my other American PS2. I'll put them side by side. It was very interesting. It came with cords, came with 2 controllers, a black one and a silver one. I thought for $20, I gotta try and buy this thing, if not just for the carry case, but for the stuff inside. And I got it home, and I pulled out the power plug, and right away I noticed it was a European power plug. I have a couple converters, but I tried plugging in an American PS2 cord first, and that worked. And I opened it up to see there was Warrior Within inside, an NTSC game, but everything loaded up in black and white. And I realized that obviously this is a PAL system. It's from Europe, most likely from Britain or something like that. But then I started playing this NTSC Warrior Within game, which PS2s are, I think, supposedly everywhere in the world are supposed to be region locked, which tells me that this one is modded. It's a modded PS2. So that was a really interesting find. It's a different looking, cool PS2 from Europe that works here with a North American power supply and plays North American games. And I'm assuming also plays PAL games, which will probably be in black and white, unfortunately, but, you know. That was a really cool pickup to find in a Value Village in the middle of BC, Coquitlam, Canada. It was interesting. And that's it, from tattoos, I just realized I'm still wearing this thing, from tattoos to a bunch of video games, some cool stuff sent from Nintendo, and some cool stuff found at swap meets and Value Villages. I did pretty well recently. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to win the weekly giveaway. I actually haven't sent out the last 2 or 3 winners stuff yet because I've been moving around so much and I just completely forgot, to be honest. I have to get on that. If you're watching this and I haven't sent yours out yet, remind me, send me a message to remind me that I need to send you one, but I do have them all somewhere saved. I just want to make sure that I haven't forgotten anyone. I'm terrible. Like recently my mind has not been where it should be recently. I'm getting old. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you again, Juan, for getting that tattoo of my face on your thigh. Absolutely insane. I have work soon, so I'm gonna head out, but I appreciate it. Catch you later, guys.
On this episode of The Game Quest,
So many games, hundreds of games are being sold.
a 19-year-long video game collector moves house and sells his entire collection to Wood, Dee, Dave, and Kyle.
Hey guys, I am back again with my tattoo on my hand. Remember Launchbox? Talked about it a bunch of times before. I love Launchbox, I love working with these guys. They have this service that you can download onto your computer as like a program that works like iTunes, where you can put all your games, your Steam games, your ROMs, your NES, Genesis, freaking TurboGrafx, anything you can, any game you can imagine, any ROM or game on your computer you can imagine, and you put it all into this thing, all in this program like iTunes called Launchbox, and you can look at the box art of each game, the description of each game, even a little bit of gameplay of it. You can see what you're playing, what you're finding, what you're looking for, and you can have all your games in one place and load them from one place. If you want to play like an N64 game like GoldenEye, it'll not only load the program for you like Project 64, but it'll load the game in there already for you to play, and it just plays. Like, it's so simple and easy. I can't imagine not using it at this point. So make sure to check out Launchbox. You can check it out down here. I think you can download like a premium service and put it onto like an arcade cab. I've actually played the Launchbox arcade cab. One of my friends has it, and it's so awesome. I was just playing Spyro on an arcade cab was just really badass, actually. There's a lot of really cool stuff you can do with that program. So make sure to check it out. Links down below. Thanks again for Launchbox for sponsoring the show. And yeah, I'll see you next time. That's way more springy than I thought it would be. Well, I guess it's not that springy. It's not too bad.
You did it. You got these for 15. It's not too bad. Disco Stew's my favorite.
Yeah, that one was your
Do you remember when he had like the fish shoes? Remember that?
Are those supposed to be fish
No,
shoes?
these aren't the fish shoes. I'll show you that later.